the approval of the agenda.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley, Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye. Mics are hot tonight.
Oh,
Never know
Next
what
up.
you're gonna get.
Next up is the consideration of approval of the minutes for November 26th, December 2nd, and December 11th meetings. Any questions on the minutes?
I so move to approve.
Second.
Any further comments there? Clerk will call the roll.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star.
Aye. Next up, we have then the approval of the consent calendar. Does anybody have any questions on the consent calendar?
I would move to approve.
Second.
Further comments on the consent calendar? We'll call the roll.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
Next up, then we have business of the mayor. We have some post the first of the year, so it's appointment time. So we have a couple people who are whose terms are coming up on the Park and Rec Board, and they both expressed a desire to continue on the Park and Rec Board. Sarah Barrett and Diane Meyer. So we'd like to reappoint them to the Park and Rec Board. Hope you do these separately.
I would move to approve Sarah and Diane.
Second.
Any further comments there? Clerk will call the roll.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye. Please thank them for their willingness to serve for us.
On Historic Preservation Commission, we have two new appointments. Laura Wallace and Carol Fry have been on for a while, and they both decided to not continue, but Chuck Rodenius and Linda Jaden have agreed to take their places. So we would like to appoint Chuck and Linda, and also reappoint Jason Webster and Christopher Anthony, whose terms are expiring, but they would like to continue on the Historic Preservation. So we have 4 appointments to the Historic Preservation Board.
I would move to approve.
Second.
Any further comments there? Clerk will call the roll.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman.
Aye.
All right, very good. Like Delene said, thanks to all those people for their volunteering it's always nice to have people willing to be on these boards, especially people who are interested in participating and actually being an active member. And I'm sure all these people, I go to some of these meetings and they are all active members, so that's great. Next up, then we have a public hearing on the proposed plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the City Hall and Police Department renovation project. So we'll open that hearing. And do we have an affidavit of publication?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody received any written comments?
I have not, Steve.
I have
Right,
not.
anybody?
Do we have any oral comments tonight?
I'd move to close the hearing.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Then we will look at resolution 17224, and this is approving the final plans and specifications. Brian, is that you or Steve?
Yeah, we're looking at approving the final plans and specifications tonight on the City Hall Police Department remodel project. We spent some time reviewed through those here, and actually the copy and the version that you got tonight is the complete version. We'll get the contracts the next thing, but yeah, Burglar and Crime is here tonight too to answer any specific questions, but it's as we've discussed and reviewed, so there's really nothing changing there. Just the final approval of the plan and design.
And there were no adjustments or changes to these documents since our discussion at the workshop.
On the plans specifications, no.
I didn't recall that we talked about any, but
Any other questions for any of the parties?
Would move to approve.
Second.
Other comments?
I appreciate the good work from Bergel and Cram. I think been a lot of good discussion on this, and from the inception to you folks answering the questions last week as we were going through the ads or the deducts. So I appreciate the good work, and I look forward to hearing additional feedback as the process begins, and how we're transitioning. And this time we're not digging underground, but we're going to be getting in the overheads of a 57-year-old building. So it'll be interesting to see what's found up there.
And I can't speak for everybody else up here, but I certainly wish this thing was going to be costing less and things like that. But if you've ever done any kind of remodeling or renovations to your own home or any kind of building of any type, especially right now, it's not cheap and it's not easy. And as Patrick just said, we got a 50-some-year-old building, and it's needed some tender love and care. So I wish it was cheaper, but it isn't, and we got to do something. So I think this is a good thing right now.
I agree.
Any other comments? Call the roll.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton,
Aye.
Star.
All right, so I will sign the documents. We'll get them to Doug and Dana, and
Those, yeah.
always have
That's
to
the
do more
contracts.
stuff. I was
Appreciate your-
so excited to sign those documents. Yeah, I guess we just approved the plans, didn't we?
Mhm.
I almost signed early. Good thing it. So we'll consider resolution 173-24, which actually is awarding the contract then, and discussion there with our contractor.
Yep. So as we really discussed in depth last week at the workshop, we received 3 bids. The low bid is through Kingland Construction. The amount was for a base bid of $4.7 million even. There were 5 different alternates on the project. 1 to lower the dais here, 2 more to whether to replace, do a deduct as far as replacing these windows here in the council chambers and the windows on the rear side of City Hall. And then 2 more alternates on considering going to ballistic glass for the new front of City Hall. Ultimately, the consensus from the council was to do the additional amount for $34,000 to address the dais here, make that 1 step with a ramp, make it ADA accessible. We chose not to take the deducts on the window replacement, so those windows will be replaced with the intruder level glass, but not ballistic glass. And then we chose not to take the alternates on the ballistic glass for either the City Hall side or the police side. So the agreement here we have is for $4,700,000 and $4,734,000, which includes the alternate 1 piece. And so, yeah, the documents are here. It was in your packet. The only change I guess I'll mention in that packet from what was sent out Friday was that, there's inclusion of there's lineal foot price in there, addition and deduct that was added in as a final, it's part of the bid, which has been on there to see. So that's been added in. Otherwise, it's all set and ready to go.
Any questions on the awarding the contract to Kingland Construction Services out of Forest City? Do we have a motion?
I would move to approve resolution 173-24.
Second.
Now, any further comments? Call the roll.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton,
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
All right, so now I can sign the papers. Blue pen though.
Blue.
You have a blue pen.
Black.
Elaine?
Here, here's blue. Oh, Delaine's got it. Thanks for coming, guys.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up then we have a public hearing on ordinance 1187, and this is amending the Unified Development Ordinance to change classification of 605 and 607 South Iowa Street from R2 Medium Density Residential to B3 Service Business District. So we'll open that hearing. We have an affidavit of public.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have we received any written comments from anyone?
I have not. Has anybody else?
I have not.
Do we have any oral comments tonight?
And move to close the hearing.
Second.
We'll call the roll.
Pittman.
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Now we need a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 1187.
So move.
Second.
Any further comments there? We'll call the roll.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Pittman.
Aye.
We will then have the second reading of ordinance 1187.
Ordinance number 1187, an ordinance amending the United Development Ordinance of the City of Charles City, Iowa to change the classification of 605 and 607 South Iowa Street from R2 Medium Density Residential District to B3 Service Business District.
Thank you. Next up, then we have a public hearing on ordinance 1188. And this is updating and amending the Charles City Unified Development Code. We'll open that hearing and we have a affidavit of publication.
Yes, Your Honor.
How about any written comments from anyone?
I did not receive any. Steve, Brian, did you
I
guys
did
get
not
any?
receive any.
Have not.
Any oral comments tonight?
I'd move to close.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Star.
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Pittman.
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Then we will consider a motion to have the second reading of this ordinance, ordinance number 1188.
I'd so move.
Second.
Any further comments? These are just several updates, Brian, to the code document. And we
That is
talked about
correct.
those the last time.
Mainly cleanup on this one, yes.
And as the other one, this is all run through planning and zoning and
Uh,
they've all approved it as well. So
Correct.
not like it's just showed up here tonight for action.
All right. That being said, clerk will call the roll.
Lumley.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Pittman.
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
We will then have the second reading of ordinance 1188.
Ordinance number 1188, an ordinance amending and updating the Charles City Unified Development Ordinance.
Thank you. Next up, then we have consideration of resolution 17424. And this is authorizing the execution of governmental cooperation between the city of Charles City and the Municipal Housing Agency. Discussion here.
Yeah, so this is basically the agreement that kind of sets the table, I guess, if you will, for the relationship between the housing authority and the city moving forward, and kind of just goes into depth about different responsibilities and different pieces. It has that clause at the end that we talked about as far as, limiting liability. Just kind of sets the stage for moving the housing authority out from underneath the umbrella of the city. I know Brad and the attorney for Amy for housing and Katie and I all had a hand in putting this together, and we got a point where it's ready to consider for approval.
I'd so move to approve.
Second.
Questions or comments on this item?
I'm happy to see this is starting to come to a closure. Katie came to us about, 2 years ago? Katie, I know you're on. Have first had a discussion, a lot of work happened between now and then, and actually had some very good comment for some folks, public entities that talked to me over the weekend, and they're excited to see this happen as well. So look forward to seeing great work from the housing department. Katie.
Thank you. Good to hear.
Anybody else with any comment? Call the roll.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton,
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
Next up, then we have resolution 175-24, and this is approving the 28E agreement with the Housing Authority for a police officer sharing. Steve, you want to lead this off?
Yeah, yep. So, for a number of years, the city and housing have shared in the cost of a police officer, and that police officer works as kind of a community resource officer for housing in the city, both as a patrol officer and what have you. And so what this 28E does is then sets up that official agreement now between the two of us. Historically, we've kind of worked with about an 80-20 cost share, the city covering 80% of the cost, housing about 20. As we discussed on Wednesday, that's generally kind of the cost and I mean, it's the cost share, but that's the time share that we see too. It ebbs and flows and there, but I think we're all, pretty satisfied, from a staff level, certainly of that relationship and the benefit that we all get from that. So we'd like to see that to continue on the city side. Housing would like to see that continue as well. So it is in the docket tonight for your consideration. I will say, I guess it's good for a year. This is the contract reads. And then after that, it'll automatically renew annually unless one of the two parties gives notice to cancel or do otherwise.
It sounds like historically this has been a good relationship and something that both entities want to continue. So I would move to approve resolution 175-24.
Second.
Any comments further on this item?
It's nice that it reviews or renews on an annual basis, so at least there's a chance to always go back and reassess and make adjustments or changes if that would arise.
Yep, for sure.
Anybody else? We'll call the roll.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton,
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Next up, then we have resolution 177-24, and this is approving change order number 8 for the $1 million Clearwell project.
Yes.
Mr. Foster
I
grandparents.
miss foster
Yep, you did.
grandparents.
Yep.
That's 2 misses. I got 1 more to go, so. Resolution 176-24, approving the lease with the foster grandparents and housing authority for office space. Steve.
Yeah, so additionally, there was space up at North Cedar Terrace that foster grandparents has utilized that's owned by the housing authority and is utilized for a number of years. And so this 20E officially puts that agreement in writing between the two entities. As it's put together to be a 6-month arrangement. So basically taking effect from this January to the end of June, 2025. I think the long-term plan for foster grandparents is to find another location. One of the things we talked about is, for a number of years, they didn't pay any rent, right? And foster grandparents, their budgets are very limited. But at the same time, one federal governmental agency can't subsidize another. So, that's been part of the effort. Is a few years ago, they started paying some in rent. Right now it's $200 a month. The plan in the future beyond that would be go 300, even higher. And so, with the limited funding capacities of foster grandparents, they're gonna try and find a different location. So this agreement is a short-term agreement with the idea of that foster grandparents would be looking for a separate, different, long-term place to be.
Any questions?
I like this. I mean, to me, it's a short-term plan, kind of like what we talked about on the planning session, but long-term for the foster grandparent, organization that does a lot for the schools and the young children that benefit from that. And the foster grandparent funding is volatile every year. So it's basically whatever the determination from the federal government is what they're going to get. And, it's harder to attract more volunteers to help the kids as well. So anything we can do to help the foster grandparents, I think this is a good plan. It's short term, buys us time to put a long-term plan in place. Thank you.
Any other? Go ahead, Phoebe.
No, I would agree. I appreciate that housing will, extend this lease for 6 months while foster grandparents does find that new home that they need. So with that said, I would move to approve resolution 176-24.
Second.
Any further comments?
I have a question for Katie. Any thoughts on what you're going to use that space for after, the lease does terminate and the foster grandparents vacate?
So everyone here, nobody's face has moved the entire time I've been on here, but I can hear everyone. So.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Oh.
There's no definite plan, possibly for maintenance work. There's been some talk of food pantry things that's very preliminary. I am having an issue with our new insurance, insuring the building with a tenant that has public clients and is another federally funded entity. So I need to work through that with Brad and Steve, I would think. Is that?
Yep.
But no, there's no definite plan and no rush for them to not be there. Just making sure we're covering our bases.
For questions?
And everyone's froze on my end with no noise. So if you're asking me something, I'm not hearing it.
No, you're good.
Okay.
We'll call the roll.
Knighton,
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman.
Aye.
All right. Next up, we have resolution 177-24, approving change order number 8 for the 1,000,000-gallon Clearwell project. Brian?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we met with the contractor and the engineer to come to an agreement on how to move forward on the Clearwell project. We ended up settling for $129,593.35 as a deduct for the project. And that's what this change order is for. This covers engineering, some safety equipment that was not going to show up until next year. So we ordered that separately. So they removed it from the contract, and also some damages to the street. So we all came to an agreement on this. So look to approve resolution 177-24, approving change order number 8 for the 1,000,000-gallon Clearwell project. It was for a deduct of 129,000.
I'd so move to approve.
Second.
Comments here?
I was just gonna say, and Rustin addressed this at the workshop last week. And said a lot of time and effort had been put into this and thought it was a reasonable resolution to the problem, so. It's good to have this thing behind us.
Exactly.
Appreciate the efforts of everyone involved. It was not a quick process.
Call the roll.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Then we have resolution 17824. And this is then actually accepting that project, the Clearwell, and authorizing final payment. Ryan.
I guess now that we've come to an agreement on the final price of the project, it has been completed. And this is to accept the project and issue final payment. Total project cost $4,240,809.65, which includes the deduct that was just approved. So the original bid amount was $4,364,000.
What is that final payment?
The final payment amount
No,
or the total cost?
no, final payment that we gotta pay yet to close this out.
41.
41.
141,426.
Yep.
That's the difference from what we're withholding and what we agreed on for the change order deduct. And that's what this is the remainder.
Yep, thank you.
Any other questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any other comments of anybody? Call the roll.
Lumley,
Aye.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Good. Now, resolution 17924, approving the assignment and assumption of lease. Discussion there. Steve.
Yeah, so this is in regard to the billboard on South Grand that is owned by Tammy Vetter, but leases the city ground that sits on there off the road. And so about a year ago, just over a year ago, we just approved a new 10-year agreement for the utilization of that billboard, and so caveat put in place. So it was going to be for downtown advertising only. Tammy Vetter came to us here in the last couple months, indicating her desire to want to transfer that lease to Tiffany and David Rottinghouse. And in discussions with them, they wanted to additionally use that billboard for not just displaying downtown, but for also advertising other things not in the downtown, for instance, the new condos that they've constructed over there. And so we had a couple discussions on what that would look like, if we want to remove that restriction or whatnot. And so ultimately Mr. Rottinghouse provided a sample of what that would look like. We saw a second version, and the council at the workshop last week was supportive of the look and style of that version of the billboard that included the caveat for for directing downtown for downtown shopping as well. So we have, based on that, Brad put together a new lease agreement that basically assigns the lease over to Rottinghouse, and under section 3 kind of has the language that stipulates how it's going to be used. And you can see we remove that restriction for downtown only. So, it's still required to have the directional signage on there, but it doesn't restrict the overall message on there to be just downtown.
I feel pretty good about the agreement, especially looking at the use of the property stipulation, businesses and residents located in Charles City with the additional language that designates the directional signage to the downtown business district. So it's a pretty satisfactory lease, in my opinion. So that being said, I'd move to approve.
Second.
Anyone else with comments? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Friesman,
Aye.
Pittman,
Aye.
Knighton,
Aye.
Star,
Aye.
Lumley.
Aye.
Right. Have we received any miscellaneous correspondence lately?
None, Your Honor.
Nobody else? Brad, anything else for you to report tonight?
Your Honor.
Judy, what's your report?
I got all kinds
for
of
us?
stuff here.
I'm sure you got a whole list for us. tonight.
I do. Be ready. Tomorrow night is the goal setting at 6 o'clock here in this room, and that will be the last meeting we have in this room before it gets all changed. So that'll be kind of funky. We will not have our next meeting until January 6th, which will be our regular meeting. And just a reminder, those are going to be in the Zastro room, starting with that meeting. City Hall is going to be closed December 24th, 25th, and January 1st for the holidays. And we will also be closed January 2nd and January 3rd to move City Hall to 507 Clark. So it's going to be busy the next couple weeks. So. And also just a reminder, if you haven't gotten all your stuff out of your cubbies up here, please do so tonight because we'll be moving everything out. So that's it.
Would you guys like us to take our PCs with us as well, or are you gonna make that? Move those?
I would just prefer that you take those for the time being, if you would. I think that'd
Okay.
be easier. It's
Mm-hmm.
one less thing for us to try and track and remember whose is whose, so
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
appreciate it.
Will do.
Are you gonna be looking for help after the first of the year as well, or?
Most, yeah, assuredly. I mean, well,
There's a lot to move.
We have some help on Wednesday, don't we?
are you done, Trudy?
Yeah, I am done. That's fine.
I'll
Yep.
just segue into mine
Yeah.
then.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, so moving really starts in earnest on Wednesday when we have the high school, the students that are coming over to help at about 2 o'clock till maybe 3:30. We don't have them for very long. So, if anybody would like to come help, we're gonna be trying to do whatever we can. But we certainly aren't gonna have everything done by that day by any means, but we want to try and get some of the majority of the heavy lifting things done while we have the muscle here to do it. So, Trudy and I went and scouted out 813 North Main. You know, what are we going to put up there? What are we going to put over at 507 Clark? And have a good idea and feeling of what, where, and how it's going to happen. So now we just need to coordinate the people and equipment. So, yeah, if you'd like to help, you know, speak to me afterwards. Patrick, I know you've indicated, and Delaney you have as well. So, yeah, we'll look for you guys on Wednesday around 2 o'clock if you can, or 3, whenever you can get here. Yeah, we're gonna be starting that on Wednesday, and then likely, I mean, so we'll have to follow up now that we've approved the project. We'll be following up with Berkeley and Cram to find out, you know, when we start our pre-construction meeting. And that'll really give us the idea of a timeline of what Kingland sees. So we'll see what they have in mind. But I would like to think that we'd have, you know, certainly a little time in January to be able to continually move stuff out of here. But, you know, we do want to be up and running with our doors open at 507 Clark by January 6th. That's the plan there. So yeah, goal setting, should you hit that? We talked about moving. Next thing, I have some news to bring up to you that, unfortunately, Brian has chosen to resign his position of engineering training, and it's going to be seeking other opportunities. And so, late last week, Brian gave me his 2-week notice. So December 27th will be his last day. So just want to thank Brian for your efforts and for working with us here over the last couple of years, and wish you were sticking around longer, but certainly understand. So, other than that, I guess I'll mention that I'll be on vacation December 20th through January 1st, except for the time I'm in doing other stuff. So, but that's kind of the general plan. So that's all I have.
Anyone with any board or commission or committee reports tonight? We will have another meeting in here for the park board's meeting in here on Wednesday. So
So
there still will be another meeting, Trudy.
Not if all the tables and chairs are gone.
Exactly.
Have to leave a few.
It'll keep it a real short.
That's
meeting.
right. Everybody got to stand.
Standing meeting.
Anybody else with any reports? Not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Zach.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Good night.